the program. Thank you. And let's bring in Amy Kramer. She is the chairperson and co-founder of Trump PAC, a super PAC supporting Donald Trump for president. And she's at CNN Center. Thanks for being with us.
Hey, thanks
I have to ask you something. Yes, I have to ask you something about the super PAC, because back in October, Donald Trump himself said, I don't want super PAC support. So anybody who's donated to a super PAC that supports me should just get their money back. So are you not going against his wishes here?
Well, this is the thing, is that we operate completely independent of the campaign. We don't coordinate. We can't have anything to do with them. And there's a movement going on. People want someplace to go. They want to rally behind Donald Trump. And at the end of the day, when you have all these super PACs on the other side, or with all these other candidates attacking, we want to level the playing field. And that's one of the things going into the general election. Hillary Clinton is certainly going to have a super PAC, and we want to level the playing field there and not to give her the advantage.
Well, Amy, she hasn't said she doesn't want one. I can quote Trump back to you. I'm self-funding my campaign, and therefore I will not be controlled by donors. This is what he's telling his supporters.
He has not asked us to shut down. I mean, he has not. But we operate completely free and independent of the campaign. What we're doing on our own. And we're positive. We're not going out there attacking other candidates. We have a positive message. We're trying to bring people together. And there was a movement here. It's not like we've started this to get people to, support Trump. There's a movement with people supporting Trump already, and this gives them a place to go. Not just the grassroots, but donors as well.
Now, you are, of course, one of the champions of the Tea Party, and the Tea Party supports fiscal conservatism, less spending, smaller government. But by all accounts, the proposals of Donald Trump would cost a whole lot of money. So I want to ask you how that squares with your belief that government should be smaller. Well, there is a conservative, but let me just ask you the question. There's a conservative think tank, the American Action Forum, that said his immigration proposals alone would cost $500 billion. Is that not something that concerns you?
Look, I am never for growing government, but this is what I do know. I do know that I don't need another doctor or lawyer or pastor in the White House. I need a businessman that knows how to pay down debt and deficit and make a profit. That's what we need. We need somebody in Washington that is going to rein this government in and get our debt and spending under control, because we cannot continue down this path. $19 trillion in debt. We're passing it on to our kids and grandkids and all future generations. Donald Trump has proven that he knows how to negotiate deals. He's not going to let China and other countries take advantage of us anymore. And that's exactly what we need. And we need to secure our borders.
His critics would say he's making very lofty promises that even if you believe that 11 million illegal immigrants should be deported overnight, even if you believe a 1,400-mile wall should be built between Mexico and the United States, all that stuff costs a lot of money, that his promises and what he's saying he'll do with taxes just don't add up. Is that something you disagree with?
Well, this is what I'll say, is that I don't think he is going to not do it. I believe he is passionate about this. He believes it. And I believe that he is more qualified to do it than anybody else on that debate stage. And that's what's important here. Look, it's not going to be easy. I mean, it is definitely not going to be easy, and it's going to affect all Americans. But at the end of the day, we have to deal with the illegal immigration. We have to deal with that. And first and foremost, we have to secure our borders. And I completely agree with him on that. And so if he says Mexico's going to pay for the wall, then I'm sure he's going to find a way for Mexico to pay for that wall.
All right. I'm sure you've read over the past several days some of Donald Trump's tweets. And the New York Times compiled some of his most insulting ones. They said essentially 8 out of every 10 tweets that he puts out are personal attacks on individuals. For instance, they called Megyn Kelly once a bimbo, then said, I refuse to call her a bimbo. It would be politically incorrect, etc. His supporters, who are attacking Megyn Kelly, the Fox News anchor he's had a personal spat with, have used the word bitch and bimbo more times than any other word. Is this something as a supporter of Donald Trump that concerns you? That there's a lot of personal attack here going on, and sometimes very sexist rhetoric floating around?
You know, this is what I believe. I don't think that there should ever be personal attacks on anyone. I'm concerned about it because it's coming from activists on both sides. I personally will not attack anybody personally because I don't believe that that's the right path. We're not going to agree on every candidate on every issue, but this is a time where we should fight for the candidate that we believe is the right choice, and then in the end we can all unite. But there's never a time for personal attacks, and it's not just Republicans, it's Democrats too. I don't think it accomplishes anything, and I do think it needs to be toned down.
All right, Amy Kramer of Trump PAC, you have a radio ad out. I believe you also have a TV commercial out in Iowa. Is that correct?
It's going up on the air shortly. Yes, ma'am.
All right, Amy Kramer, thanks very much joining us from CNN Center. We appreciate your time this evening.
Thank you.
All right, so we've talked a lot.